All right. Co-op games. They're not just about sharing a screen, right?
No, definitely not.
It's about sharing the experience, sharing those moments.
Absolutely.
The strategy,
The screaming when that jump scare gets you.
Exactly. And you know what I think is really interesting about co-op games right now? They're really pushing what it means to play together.
Okay, how so?
We're seeing such a mix
Yeah.
of genres, themes, even just how players interact with each other, you know, stuff we've never really seen before.
And that's what's so exciting. I mean, you listening right now, you clearly like to be ahead of the curve. You like to know what's coming up. So we dug into this list. We found some really cool upcoming co-op games.
Oh, yeah.
Games that, honestly, I think you should be marking on your calendars.
Yeah.
Well into 2025 and beyond.
Definitely. And it's not just sequels and franchises we're talking about here. You know, there's a lot of those. But indie developers are taking some risks. They're blending genres. They're really looking at how players connect, how they collaborate.
Love to hear that. All right, well, to kick things off, a game that throws you straight into history. 63 days. Imagine you and a friend coordinating this stealth mission, but you're doing it on the streets of Warsaw during the 1944 uprising.
Wow.
We're talking tense tactical gameplay.
Yeah.
Communication is absolutely key.
And this is the real deal. You know, the co-op in this, it's not just, oh, hey, I need someone to watch my back. This is about utilizing authentic World War II strategies.
Oh, wow.
Think about like coordinated flanking maneuvers. Your buddy's providing sniper cover. German patrols are closing in. The developers really leaned into this historical aspect.
Okay.
It adds a whole other layer.
I love those little details, those little touches that add to the authenticity.
It's immersion.
Immersion, yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's jump from the historical trenches to, well, let's just say things get a little more out there with Earth Defense Force. World Brothers 2.
Right.
Giant bugs, present.
Check.
A planet that looks suspiciously like a giant cube. This one is not afraid to embrace the weird.
What's really cool about this is they're just going for it.
Yeah.
It's just pure fun. Earth Defense Force has always been about over-the-top action, cheesy humor, and this one just cranks it up to 11.
Nice.
And you can play online or couch co-op, so, you know, everyone's invited to the party.
I love that. Speaking of inviting friends, let's talk about a game that lets you assemble, well, the ultimate superhero team, Marvel Rivals.
Okay, yeah.
This is a 6 versus 6 hero shooter, but it's Marvel, so, you know, there's a twist.
Of course.
And this one's all about combining those heroes.
Right.
For really interesting combos.
What I find really interesting about this one is they have this dynamic hero synergy system.
Okay.
So you can't just be like, oh, I like this hero and I like this hero. You got to think about how their abilities can really work together.
Right. So there's a deeper layer of strategy to it.
It's almost like they're taking some cues from MOBAs, you know, where team composition and synergy, it's essential.
I love that.
You have to think about it.
Okay, so we're talking tactical team-ups, insane combos. What else? What else does Marvel Rivals have?
Oh, did I mention destructible environment?
Wait, seriously, you can level the playing field.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. And it's not something you see very often in these hero shooters, which I think it adds a really interesting layer.
Totally.
Do you play defensively and use it for cover, or do you just go all in and try to drop a building on somebody?
I'm already strategizing, and it's not even out yet. All right, next up, we are strapping on our hunter boots. We're heading into the wilds, literally, with Monster Hunter Wilds. If you loved Monster Hunter World, get ready for a whole new level of co-op monster slaying action.
One of the coolest things about this one is it's a seamless transition. You go from the bustling hunter village, right, to this huge, vast open world.
Oh.
No loading screens.
Nice.
No interruptions. You just hop on your secret, which is your new mount, by the way, and you just go straight from the town into the action.
And you know that open world is going to be filled with creatures.
Oh, yeah.
To hunt with your friends. I mean, Monster Hunter has always been about that,
Oh,
right?
it has.
The thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
Taking down this huge beast, but as a team.
And that's what I really like, how Wilds just takes that core idea and says, let's make it more immersive. Imagine you're coordinating with your friends, you're tracking this monster, but you're doing it across, like, miles of varied terrain.
Whoa.
You know, you're going through jungles, you're going up mountains. The sense of scale is incredible.
Okay. Sold, ready to start tracking.
Yeah.
But, you know, Not every co-op game needs to be about epic battles in these huge, sprawling landscapes. Sometimes the best scares come from those tight, claustrophobic spaces. You know, the ones that make you jump at every little sound.
Oh, yeah.
And for that, we need to talk about No More Room in Hell 2.
Yes. This is where it gets good. This is where co-op horror, it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Because this isn't just about surviving the zombie horde, right? This is about doing it with limited resources. This is about permadeath.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Imagine this, right?
Yeah.
You're down to your last bullet. You're surrounded. Your only hope is your friend. They got to make it to that abandoned police cruiser.
Come on.
And toss you the shotgun. Talk about intensity.
See, that's the thing I love about co-op horror. It's like we're in this together or we're going down together.
Exactly.
But with permadeath, it takes it to a whole other level. And for people who don't know permadeath, that means if your character dies, they are gone.
Gone.
No respawning, no do-overs.
Big consequences.
Huge. It's like every decision matters.
You can't just,
Right.
run in guns blazing. Right. Every bullet counts. Every corner could be something there. You have to rely on your team.
It's like they took the phrase, one mistake and it's over,
Yeah,
and they made it a mechanic.
exactly.
I love it. Okay, after that adrenaline rush, let's take a deep breath. We're going to dive into a co-op experience that's a little more, well, otherworldly.
Okay.
I'm talking about Face the Abyss. This is a brand new quest coming to Phantasy Star Online 2.
And this is not just any quest, right?
Right.
This is the showdown, the final stand against the primordial darkness. They designed this to test the best of the best.
Oh, wow.
PSO2 veterans.
Okay.
We're talking epic boss battles, intricate mechanics that require you and your friends to be completely in sync.
So it's a real test of teamwork.
Oh, yeah.
The kind of thing where when you finally beat it, you're celebrating like you actually saved the universe.
Absolutely. You feel like you earned it. But it's not even just about the challenge. They've introduced a ranked system.
Okay, interesting.
So now you're not just battling for survival, you're battling for bragging rights.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Now, if battling ancient evils isn't your thing, maybe you prefer something a little closer to home, something a little more spectral. Let's talk about Ghostbane. This game really flicks the script on ghost hunting.
Oh, yeah. I love what they're doing here. Instead of just passively collecting evidence, you're hunting the ghosts.
Okay.
You're using all these gadgets, these strategies to actually banish them.
So you're not just hiding, hoping the ghost doesn't see you. You're bringing the fight to them.
Yeah, it's empowering. Imagine you and your friends, you got your EMF readers, your UV lights, maybe even some proton packs.
Right.
Okay, well, maybe not proton packs, but you get the idea. You're working together, coordinating these attacks, figuring out the ghost's weaknesses, really containing the supernatural threat as a team. It's a completely different experience.
From hunted to hunter.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it. Speaking of these really unique twists, let's talk about REANIMAL.
All right.
This one mixes the creepy atmosphere of Little Nightmares, you know that game?
Oh, yeah.
But they have this really, really interesting co-op mechanic.
They do.
Okay, so REANIMAL puts you and a friend in the shoes of these two siblings. They're searching for their missing friends, right?
Okay, yeah.
And it takes place on this really creepy atmospheric island.
Spooky.
But here's where it gets wild. The camera, it's fixed. It's fixed on both characters
Simultaneously.
at the same time, which means you're both experiencing this together,
Oh, yeah.
up close.
Close and personal.
Wait. So if one player gets spooked and just runs,
Yeah.
the other player, they just get dragged along.
They're coming with them.
Oh my gosh.
You're both along for the ride. And that's not just a gimmick, It makes you work together. You have to talk to each other because there's no escaping this.
Wow. Talk about bonding, right? Over that shared terror. But hey, maybe you just need a break from all this. All the monster slaying, the ghost hunting, right?
Yeah, sometimes you do.
Maybe you just want to relax. Maybe you want to build something. Live your best life. But you want to do it with friends.
Yeah.
And for that, there's Luma Island.
This is the perfect antidote to all the stress, all the chaos.
Okay.
Imagine a vibrant, colorful island. You can build your dream home. You can explore. They have all these different professions you can master.
So it's like a relaxing vacation with your friends.
Yeah.
But you get to build your own little paradise.
Exactly. You get to build it together. But don't let that relaxed vibe, fool you. There's depth here. You can gather resources together. You can craft items. You can uncover hidden treasures.
Okay, I'm feeling zen just thinking about this. But we got one last game. We got one last game to cover.
Right.
And this This one's a bit of a wild card. Linked. Banner of the Spark.
This is one of those games that's difficult to describe,
Okay.
which is honestly, I think, what makes it so interesting.
Right.
Imagine a mix of like Diablo-style action, you know, like that dungeon crawling, but with roguelite elements, and then you throw in some town building.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
So how does that actually work?
So picture this. You and your friends battling through these dungeons.
Right.
Lots of loot. Enemies.
Yeah.
You're leveling up your heroes. You're getting new gear. And then you can take a break from all that.
Okay.
You go back to your town. You can customize it. You can upgrade it. It's like two completely different games.
But in a good way.
Yeah, exactly.
It is wild.
It's a very interesting concept. And they're launching it in early access.
Oh, nice.
So you can actually try it out very soon, October 22nd.
Love it when they're not afraid to experiment, try something new. And that seems to be the theme, when I look at the landscape of these co-op games. It really does feel like we're entering this new golden age,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've gone from this gritty realism
Right.
of like 63 days to the charm of Luma Island, all in, 30 minutes?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it's amazing because I feel like each one of these games, they're kind of redefining what it even means to play together.
Yeah.
We've seen how these shared challenges like surviving the zombie horde, taking down that massive beast, whatever it is, it creates these really unique bonds.
It does. And it's not even just about those external threats, right? Games like Luma Island. It's about that collaborative creation, working together to build something beautiful, something lasting.
It's like they say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Because no matter how advanced these games get, I feel like they always come back to that. Connecting with other people, sharing experiences.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And if, judging by the games we talked about today, the variety, the innovation, those connections are just going to get stronger, more meaningful even.
So as we wrap up our little deep dive here,
Yeah.
I will leave you with this. We talked about a lot of really, really cool games. But I'm curious, which of these concepts, these sparks of creativity, which ones do you think have the most potential? Like, what would it look like to take, say, the shared camera, right, from REANIMAL,
Yeah.
that terror, and apply it to like a cooking game,
Ooh, interesting.
right? Or imagine the hero team building of Marvel Rivals, but it's a grand strategy game.
Now, those are some interesting mashups.
The possibilities are kind of endless.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what our listeners come up with.
Me too. Because at the end of the day, gaming, it's all about imagination. And the future of co-op, well, it's only limited by what we can dream up together. So until next time, happy gaming.